Aquatic. Living in, or growing in, or happening in, or connected with water. Unlike most aquatic plants and animals, I don't need a temperate climate. Biosphere. The part of the Earth's surface and atmosphere where there are living things. Even though people can't see me, I'm an important part of Earth's biosphere. Bizarre. Very strange and unusual. In my small world, things can be absolutely bizarre. Celsius. A scale of temperature on which water freezes at 0 degrees and boils at 100 degrees. The temperature is 150 degrees Celsius, but I feel comfortable. Coarse. Rough and not smooth or soft, or not in very small pieces. I have coarse hairs called cilia that help me swim around in here. Companion. A person you spend a lot of time with, often because you are friends or because you are traveling together. I don't need a companion to mate with. Digest. To change food in your stomach into substances that your body can use. I digest things much like people do. Duration. The length of time that something lasts. I move my cilia in a repetitive motion for the duration of my swim. Ecology. The relationship of living things to their environment and to each other. Scientists who study ecology know that I was the first life form on Earth. Feat. Something difficult needing a lot of skill, strength, courage, etc. to achieve. It really is an impressive feat. Infinite. Without limits, extremely large or great. I can create an infinite number of new protists all by myself. Nucleus. The central part of an atom or a cell. Instead, I undergo a process called fission, where my own nucleus splits in half. Parasite. An animal or plant that lives on or in another animal or plant of a different type and feeds from it. When I get hungry, I look for tiny, vulnerable parasites. Prominent. Very well known and important. Nitrogen is a prominent gas in the Earth's atmosphere. Repetitive. Involving doing or saying the same thing several times, especially in a way that is boring. I move my cilia in a repetitive motion for the duration of my swim. Reproductive. Relating to the process of having babies, producing young, or producing new plants. My reproductive ability is my most unique trait. Temperate. Of a climate neither very hot nor very cold. Unlike most aquatic plants and animals, I don't need a temperate climate. Tolerance. Willingness to accept behavior and beliefs that are different from your own although you might not agree with them. I have a very high tolerance for extreme conditions. Undergo. To experience something that is unpleasant or something that involves a change. Instead, I undergo a process called fission, where my own nucleus splits in half. Vulnerable. Able to be easily physically, emotionally, or mentally hurt, influenced, or attacked. When I get hungry, I look for tiny, vulnerable parasites.